After surviving 100 days in a villager house, we decided to take it a step further. This is a story of how we survived 200 days in
the Nether.
This video took over 30 hours to make and countless close calls. But here is the complete product, so sit back, relax and enjoy our journey. We began day 101 with the realization that we were not welcome here. As sure of the battle, it was obvious that every mob wanted us dead. But we soon found out that the mobs didn't stand a chance against our maxed out gear. However, we still crafted gold armor to keep the piglins away. Yet Kaif still wasn't convinced that this was enough to keep him safe.
Max, I'm scared, man. Can you please get thingy? Fire res, man. I'm just gonna Yo.
And so we set off on a mission to get the fire res he desired. After some searching, we found a piglin which we traded until he dropped one. With soul speed 3. Fire res. There you go. And then we set off on an adventure to see what we could find. Yo, look at that. On day 103, we finally stumbled across a Nether fortress. Might be a spawner as well.
Saddle.
We explored the fortress to see what we could get. But, most importantly, we splashed ourselves with fire res and then collected blaze rods. We wanted to collect at least a stack of them, so we didn't stop until we did so. And although our fire res ran out, we still continued. I got Kaif to fill up a cauldron of water so that he could put out his fire whenever he wanted. So we continued to collect blaze rods until by day 105 we had a stack, so we could finally get out of it. As we were going to be exploring the Nether, I thought this would be a good idea to tell you guys what our goals for this challenge were. Our goals were to survive till day 200, obtain full netherite armor, which was going to be hard with no diamonds, and build a good looking base. While exploring, we killed some endermen, collected wood, but most importantly, we found a basalt biome, which was perfect as it had magma cubes, which dropped magma cream when killed, which was the key ingredient for fire res potions. And once we collected about 30, we decided to mine through the Nether terrain to see what we could find. We stumbled across a Nether waste biome, which eventually led us to a bastion. It's a bridge bastion. And so we made our way over, remembering to grab lava buckets for the piglin dudes.
Go for it, yeah.
So, we explored the bastion trying to be as careful as possible, although it turned out not careful enough.
Leave.
However, I managed to survive, so it wasn't all bad.
Let's go to the red biome. Let's get food and then go ahead.
And so we did just that since we were running low on food. But I had to log off for a bit to help my parents or something. I joined back on day 109 and enchanted my boots with soul speed. While I was gone, Kaif collected a lot of pork chops from killing hodlings and gave me some. And now we were officially ready to explore the bastion. We killed brutes, collected gold blocks, almost died to a brute, and found chests. Oh, I found chests. Yo, there's brutes. Why'd you show your location? The chests had decent loot, but most importantly,
upgrade!
they had the netherite upgrade, which was a key item for netherite gear. We explored some more but didn't find anything else, so we decided to go back into the red biome. And on day 111, I found the perfect place to build our base. We should build here. And so we began carving out the terrain, which was soon going to be our home, with cool design ideas already popping into our heads.
You can have a second entrance, look at this.
We even started to get visitors.
We already have one guy coming into our base.
And what do you do to a visitor? You don't let them leave. We put our valuables into a chest to clear out our inventory a bit, before the local mafia showed up and wanted to tax us for living in the territory.
Oh my days! We just got raided, bro.
Yo!
We eliminated the threat with ease and then continued working on our base again. We decided that the pathways in our base would be made out of the blue planks and the rest of the floor out of the red planks. And once we were done with the floor, I decided to add more chests to our storage area. And while I was doing that, Kaif began mining out a tunnel.
I'm saying, let's just make like a long pathway, just stretching the whole length. And then it will connect to like different places, calling this the tunnel. Our receptionist, there we go. He's our loyal receptionist.
I tried to make this corner look nice, but I accidentally held a lava bucket in my right hand, which caused the piglin to die.
Why is he hit me? You killed Tim!
To avenge Tim, I decided to trap his friends and family. Some of the piglins didn't have armor, so I gave them armor so they wouldn't despawn. And then, I spent the rest of the day renovating the walls of this corner. On day 115, I went to see what progress Kaif was making with the tunnel.
What about they do not break any of the flooring? I'll replace the floor with soul sand.
That was actually a great idea. Then we would be able to travel down the tunnel anytime we wanted in no time. However, when I came back to the piglins, I learned one thing. I had to give armor to every single one of them. Because even if they had armor before, they would still despawn if I didn't give them armor myself. And so I spent most of day 115 finding piglins. Then when I brought them back, I gave them armor so they wouldn't despawn. I then spent the rest of the day lighting up the base. I began day 116 working on the ceiling of the piglin corner. And once I was done with that, I placed crimson planks to separate the 4 sections. Next up was the storage corner. I was gonna use nether wart blocks for the walls. Since I didn't have enough, I grabbed my hoe and went out to collect some. In fact, I collected more than enough that when I was done, I still had some left over. And then I spent the whole of day 117 working on the ceiling of the base. While I did that, I realized that I placed some of the streamlights in the wrong area, so I moved them. For the third corner, I figured it would look good if I put warped planks and warped stem in a checked with patterns, so that's what I did. And for the final corner, I thought that crying obsidian would look nice. But we didn't have enough, so I grabbed the gold that we collected in the bastion and then bartered with the piglins. And slowly but steadily, we got the crying obsidian that we needed. While I was bartering the piglins, I made sure to keep the loot organized by placing each item into a separate chest. After realizing you could get leather from piglins, I decided to craft item frames. This way, we would then be able to tell which chest stored which item. I also crafted more chests and added them to the storage area. After receiving soul sand from the piglins, it gave me an idea on what the third corner should be. I made it a nether wall farm. While I was building the farm, I also found out that you can get a CD Place achievement from planting nether wall, which was actually quite surprising to me. I spent the rest of day 118 bartering for crying obsidian, until by the end of the day, the entire ceiling was complete. I spent the entirety of the next day bartering all the gold we had left. I also tried my best to keep the chests organized, and harvested our nether wall farm for the first time. And by the end of the day, I have finished bartering our gold. On day 120, I wanted to build a ladder that went all the way down to white 12. Along the way, I stumbled across some magma blocks which I decided to mine out later. And after I reached the bottom, I crafted myself ladders and then began placing them. But of course, I didn't have enough. However, luckily for us, we ran out of ladders at the exact level the magma blocks were. So I decided to mine out a few stacks, 5 stacks to be exact. I blocked up the magma blocks to make the walls of the ladder completely netherite. I then went to the bottom of the ladder and mined out a tunnel to make it obvious to Kaif that this was going to be our mine. I then went back up and made some more renovations to the ladder. However, we still didn't have enough wood, so I went outside to where I wasn't welcome and collected some. I then crafted an item frame and most importantly ladders, made a chest specifically for magma blocks, placed the remaining ladders that we needed, and made some extra renovations to each of our doorways. On day 121, I crafted myself a brewing stand, which gave me an idea on what the final corner should be. I was going to make it our brewing area. And so I spent the whole of day 121 trying to find a cool design for the corner. I also finished off the walls in the nether wall farm, and by day 122, I was done. And I must say, I was happy with the way it looked. And to finish off the day, we crafted ourselves an ender chest to store our most valuable item, the netherite upgrade. On day 123, I grabbed blackstone, then made my way down into the mine. I decided that our tunnel needed some renovations, so I did just that. And once I was done, I made my way back up, harvested nether wall before loading off for the day. I joined back on day 126 to see that Kaif has replaced most of the floor in the tunnel with soul sand. While I was offline, I did some research, and it turned out that the best level to mine for netherite was Y15. But I made our tunnel at Y12, so I decided to move the tunnel. While I was mining, I found gold, so I decided to mine it, and it turned out that there was ancient debris behind the gold. I did not expect that. After that, I continued with the tunnel, and once I was done, I decided to go strip mining for a bit. And so I strip mined for the next few days, backing up a total of 14 ancient debris. I was hoping for more, but what can you do? On day 132, I decided to go for a run in Kaif's tunnel, and it turned out he made a lot of progress since I've last been here. After seeing how ambitious he was about his tunnel, I decided to help him build it. We spent the next few days building the tunnel and collecting soul sand.
Did you find the place where it's broken? Yep.
We continued this for a bit, until on day 134, we decided to take a break. We decided that we were going to go exploring for more bastions, to try and find more netherite upgrades. We explored for a bit before we found striders in the distance. We wanted to ride them, so we headed back into a blue biome we found earlier for some warped thunders, and also went back into our base for some saddles. And then we made our way back. And of course, Kaif somehow found a way to fall in love. After making our way back, we bridged over to the striders,
Who came to me?
and then got onto them. And of course, Kaif struggled to get on.
Click on him. Click on him. Hold him. Oh.
And so we explored the Nether, almost suffocating to death at one point.
Oh. Leave me for that. Alive.
But we survived, and on day 136, we even found ourselves a Nether fortress. So we left our striders on the side to keep them safe, and then made our way up into the fortress. While exploring, we killed some blazes and found 2 chests, and luckily one of them had diamonds.
Diamonds, yeah.
But we didn't find anything else, so we continued exploring. On day 138, we found another blue biome.
Where the hell are you?
However, Kaif was below me and I was above him, and it took us some time to realize that.
I see him. Look up, look up. I see him.
We each collected some wood, and then eventually decided to meet up.
Why are you all the way, like, exactly below me? Look up.
Come to me.
So I grabbed some of the twisted blue vines and decided to attempt a clutch that I've never attempted before. I thought it would be a good idea since I had feather falling 4, so nothing would happen to me. So after finding a gap that led straight to Kaif, and after some last minute considerations, I held out the vines in my right hand and went for it. Little did I know, I forgot to equip my diamond.
Oh my god, the door! Oh, you find my god! Oh my day!
Yes! I finally got outside! Yes!
We just got raided, bro.
Yo! Yo! broken.
And after somehow failing the clutch after placing the vine, with my items spluttering everywhere, it wasn't over just yet. Since there was 2 of us, right?
Yeah.
Well, a few days later after
There
Kaif
you
gave me
go.
back my stuff, he himself died in a bastion. Meaning we officially lost the challenge on day 146. However, that didn't mean our adventure was over just yet.